CPAC is fully underway, and I have all of the details, so stay tuned for those here on The Hollywood Conservative for the Rebel. All right, so CPAC 2019 fully underway. Today was the first full day of speakers. Yesterday was kind of set up for media and the CPAC Hub, which is the convention hall with all of the vendors and booths and things like that. But it has been amazing. I've been here covering it for a network, and we've had some amazing guests on our show. But some of the speakers that have been here today and will be here tomorrow and Saturday, of course, Vice President Pence is going to be here tomorrow morning. I believe his speech is at 10 a.m., which means that for media, we have to be there at 7 a.m. to get all of our equipment cleared and get through Secret Service before the general attendees come through and get screened by Secret Service. So Vice President Pence is tomorrow. The President, Donald J. Trump, is speaking on Saturday. But other than them, we have Mark Levin, Nigel Farage, Glenn Beck, Judge Jeanine Pirro, Laura Ingraham, David Limbaugh, Michelle Malkin, Rick Harrison, Kay Coles James, Tom Fitton, Ali Stuckey, Deneen Borelli, Gordon Chang, Rick Santorum, David Webb, KT McFarland, Katie Pavlich, Lawrence B. Jones, Gary Sinise, Diamond and Silk, Dennis Prager. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And so, because they have been in the big convention hall speaking, we've tried to snag some of them as they came out. And we've had some amazing interviews. One of my favorite interviews today was with a woman named Nance. She's the president of Concerned Women for America. And one of the things that I spoke with her about, and one of the things that we have spoke to a lot of the people that we've interviewed, is this infanticide bill and the fact that Democrats overwhelmingly basically support infanticide, basically murder after birth, in the moments and minutes and hours after birth. Actually, only 3 Democrats, one of which was Doug Jones from Alabama, Joe Manchin, and I forget the third one, but only 3 Democrats actually voted against it. But of those Democrats who voted for it, I think 5 or 6 Democrats who are running in 2020 voted in favor of infanticide. So for any of you out there, if you have a D next to your name and you vote Democrat, just think about that. When you're going through the primary process and you're voting for a Democrat candidate in 2020, you guys really need to think about that. But some of the main things that people have been talking about, not only with me, but just in general, the speakers, of course, the Cohen testimony yesterday and today. Trump fail was trending on Twitter in regards to Hanoi, Vietnam, and the president obviously not being able to strike a deal with Kim Jong-un. However, President Trump walked away from the table, which was a really good thing. That's much better than signing on to a bad deal. And Kim Jong-un wasn't willing to give up the deeds, and President Trump wasn't willing to give up the sanctions. So President Trump walked away, but as any good negotiator would do, he left the door open to future negotiations. So we don't know what that's going to look like. But look, this never was going to be a short process. This has always been intended to be a long but thorough process. But anyway, going back to what I was saying about Twitter, because of that, Trump fail was trending on Twitter, which is just absolutely absurd. And Democrats, they're going to find anything to chastise and criticize this president for. The other thing on everybody's mind, of course, was the Cohen testimony. Like I mentioned earlier, Democrats think that this was a huge win for them and that Cohen revealed so much about the president. And then you had Rashida Tlaib calling my friend Lynn Patton a prop because she showed up for Republicans. She has worked for this president and known this president for a very, very long time. She works in this administration in housing and urban development under Ben Carson. Ben Carson, who, by the way, was here today. And Rashida Tlaib said that Mark Meadows was racist and that Lynn Patton was a prop, and it was absolutely absurd. Basically, what came out of this Cohen testimony is that Cohen thinks Trump is a racist. But he was asked if he had any video of this, any type of tapes, because we all know that Cohen likes to record conversations. If he had any conversations, any taped conversations as proof that this president is a racist. Now, of course, you can't impeach somebody for being racist, even if he was, which he's not. But anyway, these have been the main conversations happening here. But this is something that people need to know about CPAC. If you've never been to CPAC, it's fun for us politicos and us political junkies, but it's also great for conservatives in general. If you're just a private concerned citizen, because when we are all out in the world, you kind of get this sense that the left is overbearing and that the left is making strides, and that conservatives, of course, we do know that we are being censored on social media and that our voices are to a certain degree being silenced. But when you come here and you experience the excitement and the fervor and just that buzz around conservative politics, and you see how young the people are here. I remember the first time that I came to CPAC, it felt like it was just a bunch of old farts. And now it is high school kids, college kids, and they all are so involved. Of course, with Turning Point USA, that's been something that has really driven up the participation for that age group. But it's amazing to see, and it's kind of one of these like rejuvenating experiences that sends you back into the world feeling renewed in your ideology. So it's really important. If you guys have never been to CPAC, I encourage you to make the trip at some point in your life. It should be on your bucket list. But anyway, hope you all are having a fantastic week. Have a great weekend. I'm Amanda Head, the Hollywood conservative for The Rebel. If you enjoyed my commentary and want to hear more from all of us here at The Rebel, make sure you like and subscribe and click that little bell symbol so you never miss a video. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and also download our app for The Rebel Media on the App Store. That way you'll have easy access to all of our latest videos and your favorite Rebel shows. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. I'm Amanda Head, the Hollywood conservative for The Rebel.